Welcome to Data Collection Used in Most Science Classes, Student Mastery Trackers by Melissa Bliss
and Jean Davis. So I went to the Summer Institute with Mindy Creech and Allison Dean, and we sat through one of North Meck's biology teachers presenting the student tracker. We thought it was awesome. So as a science department, we're trying to use this with all of our subjects in tracking our students' success so we know where our students need more help on, where they need more review. So this is what one portion of the tracker is. So it's a whole page of paper. Each unit is broken down based on the objectives that we have to cover for that unit. So in chemistry, our unit 3 is electron arrangement and periodicity. There are actually 4 objectives that we have to cover. However, the first 2 objectives kind of go together. So that's why they're grouped together. The students will take a quiz on each of those objectives, and then they'll take a test that covers all of them put together on one. So the way that we come up with a quiz
is we actually use these specific standards as a guide. We use those standards to make a short quiz to assess the student's mastery. This picture you see here is an example of the Bohr's model quiz covering objectives 1.1.2 and 1.1.3. It's only a small section, but just so you get an idea of how it would look.
So after the students take the quiz, we pull out their trackers. Each student has their own folder with their own tracker, and they are responsible for recording the grades. So that is on them, not on us. So let's say that this child makes a 75. Later on in the unit, they take the next quiz on objective 1.3.1, and they make a 65. And then on the last objective, they make an 80. Once we have quizzed on all of the objectives, we're then ready to take our test because we've finished our unit.
The way we make our test is we use all the standards for that unit as a guide to assess the student's mastery on all of them together. If a student shows improvement on a specific standard, then the quiz grade gets replaced with that section % from the actual test.
So after the test, they get 1 grade for the test. That test grade only goes into the computer, into the grade book. It does not show up on the mastery tracker because we are tracking mastery by objective, not by unit test. So we look at the test, and let's say that they made an 80 on the first objective. On the second objective, or the second part of the test, they made a 70, and on the last section, they made an 85. Well, this student has improved in all portions or on all objectives. So in the grade book, I would go back and replace their quiz grade with the higher grade. Now this is being kept in their folder. So in order for me as the teacher to go back into my grade book and change it, I have to see both the quiz and the test. So they can't just write down that they made 100 for that objective on the test. Without having the proof in the folder, I will not change. So the folders stay in class with all the quizzes and all the tests.
In order for them to get a better grade on the test in the gradebook, as well as have a possibility of replacing the quiz grades yet again, each of our students can retake a test within a 2-week window. They must come in for tutoring and do test corrections before retaking the test. Well, why do we allow retakes? Oh, because everyone loves chemistry and gets it without having to do any extra studying? No, unfortunately not. That was a joke. Even us as teachers are still learning chemistry ourselves, and it has taken us several years to master what we have. It is only fair to help our students out. With that said, the way you feel about our subject is similar to the way we probably feel about writing papers and remembering history facts. It is not in tune with the dominant half of our brain, so we would need more than one chance at mastering those standards.
So after the child has taken a retest, we go back to the mastery tracker and we record what each objective was on the retest. Again, we take the higher grade. So for this child, the retest grade was the highest for the first set of objectives. The first quiz was the highest on the second set of objectives, and then the last objectives, they did better on the retest. So again, this is just to make sure that they have mastered the objective. In the computer, we would have an overall test grade. If they retake it and make better, then we would replace the test grade with the higher one. If any of our chemistry students are absent from class, or have missed class for some reason, they have lessons on YouTube. We provide the lecture, which is the notes, on YouTube to give the students a feeling that they really didn't miss class. It also gives students who are present more chances to review the lesson that they have difficulty with. So how are we even recording this presentation? To record the voice, you go to Tools, down here, you go More Tools, and then you click on this sound recorder. That will bring up this box down here. Then if you go More Tools, Screen Recorder, I like to use the full screen, that's what you're seeing right now. You can record the full screen. There's also an area screen option if you want that. So once you hit record and you start your sound record, it actually records whatever you say, whatever you do. So I showed this to my parents on open house, and so did Miss Bliss. This is how you can find our chemistry lectures on YouTube. So if you search Davis AP Chemistry, and it's AP Chemistry mainly because my AP class is a flipped classroom, it will bring up, I'm sorry, it's the wrong pointer. It will bring up the lesson. No, that's not it. What's going on? Alright, so it brings up the YouTube screen. And then there's my channel. So they can click on the channel and it brings up all of my videos. And my students know that if they're in AP, they need to look for the AP, and if they're not in AP, they need to look for the not AP. And you can watch. So if you're interested in what Bohr's model is, you can go back and read about it and then come take our quiz and we'll tell you if you mastered it or not.